I thought I was fighting a war against drought. I was wrong. In the last 2 years, this ranch has lost 21,779 cubic yards of material. To give you some context, this sack is 1 cubic yard, and we're losing 68 of these on every acre of the ranch. The major enemy isn't water. It's what's blowing across my microphone right now, the wind. And here's the proof. We built this drone map to grade my homework. I'm building a desert forest, and along the way, I'm trying a bunch of different strategies to find what is the most time and cost-effective way for me to green the desert. I've built terraces, I've built beaver dam analogs, I've built check dams, regular dams, dirt bathtubs. We've tried so many different methods. It's our job to figure out how do we be good stewards of our resources to maximize the outcomes. But all of these strategies have one central theme: adding water to the desert. And because of this drone work, I've discovered a major blind spot. My soil, which is pretty charitable to call it soil, but whatever you want to call my dirt and rocks, is blowing away with the wind. The only natural material out here that's not biological is silt and clay. And when the wind blows, off it goes, leaving behind gravel and heavy sand, things that don't hold water. So today, let's grade my homework. Let's figure out how all these structures have been. Do I have any other blind spots? And thankfully, I have help from a small family business to help me figure that out.
A crab walking in the wind, you see that? So what we got here right now, we are completing the base map, so all 320 acres with a healthy good overlap. I think this is probably near 400. I checked too, last time we were here, it was October, late October of 2023. Oh, man. So yeah, getting close to 2 years, right? So the base map is what we're doing right now. This is with the big one with the big full frame camera. And this ground sampling distance is gonna be like 0.6 centimeters per pixel. So about double of what we had last time. That's amazing. Yeah, so that's for the 200 feet is what we're at right now. We're also gonna go on what we know as what, Dove Alley? Yeah. Right, Dove Alley, and we're gonna put it 100 feet and then just get it even more ridiculous. I think that one's 0.3 centimeter per pixel. Wow. So yeah, about like that, right? That we'll get down to when you're zooming in. Other than that, we'll fly some of the LiDAR around here as well, and that'll be cool. That's a whole point cloud thing. That'll look a little different. So right here, you can see, so we're flying east to west right there. We're actually right on that side at the moment. And this one is gonna be in total, so we're 3% done. It's a big one, so 3,800 photos. We're at 80 of them right now, so we'll have about an hour and a half of flying for this one. Wow. So yeah. Hey man, might as well, right?
Exactly. No, I want to see the battery change because I didn't get the footage in time watching.
Oh, no worries. This one will have like 3 or 4, and then that one will have a couple, so we'll have a bunch of chances. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll let you know, man.
Cool.
And there we go. So now it's coming back this way. There she is right there. And there's the FPV of it right there.
Wow. That is amazing. Also, it looks like a fighter pilot cockpit.
Yeah, right. It does. This is a real standard big workhorse of the industry. You know, once you get big enough, it's just all, you know, big heavy lift drones with, you know, interchangeable modules.
Yeah.
So it's all about, you know, how much can you carry for how long.
Yeah. Did you buy the missile loader option or?
Oh yeah. I'll say that. Yeah, I know. That'd be fun. Well, so when you get to that, there's so many like interesting third-party applications, and like, you know, these Chinese companies that sell all these like crazy attachments like flamethrowers and really, really interesting stuff.
I need this.
So it's all automated. I'm not touching anything either. All right. So that one we got about 20% done there. I'll get you another couple. You know, when you start buying these drones, you're like, oh, these guys aren't drone companies, they're battery companies. Oh my gosh. And they've just gone up.
Well, is the capacity going up with them?
Well, yeah, I mean, a bit. I mean, not necessarily comparable to price all the time. Lithium batteries have kind of already reached their limit for drone efficiency. We just something else totally comes out. We go to the drone and robotics summit in Houston every year.
Yeah.
And we just got back from there a month or so ago when they had it, and you got all the new age like hydrogen drones and lots of gas powered operated stuff.
Really?
You know, or hybrids of all sorts of things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really interesting. Yeah, ones that are battery and gasoline and hydrogen powered all at once, or you can switch between them.
And how many batteries do you have?
That's 10 of them.
Yeah.
10, and there's 2 sets. Yeah.
What's funny is, just for context, all of your batteries total about half the capacity of my camp batteries.
Yeah, right, yeah. That's funny.
Except yours are all in the back of your truck.
Yeah.
And flying a couple 100 feet over the middle of the desert.
Uh-huh. The solar side of things, right, is just, you just have to have so much space, right? And the modules itself, right? Well, it makes sense why they have thousands of acres dedicated to solar farms, right? It's I mean, if you can, you can. That's good. So that's pulling, what was he saying earlier? 2,000, 2,500? David was saying?
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah, I think he was
2,500 watts?
2,000, 2,500 watts.
What
Yeah.
was pulling 2,500 watts?
Array.
The whole array, solar?
Yeah, the whole thing's 2,400 watts.
24.
24? Yeah.
You want to hit start?
I do want to hit start.
Yeah, go for it.
You might need to get a shade above you a little bit.
All right, ready?
Yep. So that shoots over there about 33 miles an hour right now is what it's doing.
Yeah, the active track already lost it.
Yeah. But we're moving at, we're taking each one of these pictures at 22 miles or 20 miles an hour flat.
Wow. You do have a couple 100,000 people watching you, so
Yeah.
who do you tend to work for, and how do they find you?
Our family's been in the land development and home building background for 50 years, right? We used all of it for the photography, videography side of stuff. And then, you know, we saw all the new applications coming out, the functional good data you get from mapping and modeling. Started doing that, and then a few years ago now, me and Mikey, my brother, just opened it up to other people. You know, we're in the loan origination space also as I work. We talked a little bit about that, right? And I'm constantly talking to developers, putting in residential subdivisions all the time. So that's what we focus on mainly, construction progression reporting. A lot of times it's like monthly. We're going and mapping and modeling and just videotaping and photographing every possible new installation of anything, and then, you know, delivering that on a cloud where everybody can view and share. That's what we do most of, and then a lot of the drainage side of stuff, just infrastructure, little bit of road work, but yeah, lots of the man-made drainage where we're at.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's most of what we do. At 360 Drone Mapping on Instagram. Yeah, we put a decent amount of our projects we clip up and, you know, showcase to the public what we do and the different applications.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what I would use your drone maps for.
Yeah.
And then it took me like a year to marinate on how to really use it. And yeah, now I can't imagine. What's crazy is the turnaround time to get the map back, because I don't know how many tens of gigabytes worth of footage and imagery they took, but I got all of the data back in 4 or 5 days. And the very first thing I noticed was the cut and fill feature, where I can see erosion on the map. As we zoom out on the map and you look at the orange and purple sections, you can see it almost looks like psychedelic art, but there's a pattern here. Orange represents erosion. That all represents slopes that face to the east, which is exactly where the predominant wind comes from. And then immediately to the left, you see purple slices, and that's where material is being added. What happens is wind hits the east-facing slopes, picks up material, builds speed until it hits the top of the hill, at which point it starts slowing down, and it's a low-pressure area. The weight of the silt and clay, some of it that it's picked up, drops out, and it adds material. And then the stuff that is the finest stays in the wind to blow away off to the west, leaving my ranch. That is the big picture that I had completely missed. Thankfully, I got this drone map back in August. Starting in October, I built a windbreak. And that was a direct result of using this drone map. I understood the prevailing winds, and it really hit home that with winter coming up, which is wind season for us, and knowing that winter always has easterly winds, I really didn't want to get blasted in January and February, so we made sure to get that done. When you have data, you can make better decisions, and the windbreak is a direct outcome of that work. But we got to grade my homework, and it's a mixed bag. Do you want the good news first or the bad news first? Well, I'm glad you said the good news, because I also like starting with good news. We are looking at the terrace, and you notice on the screen here I selected plant health. The way this technology works, it's not looking at plants, it's sensing the wavelengths that are associated with water. And what we see here is on the terraces and on Camp Swale 3, the mega-swale. All of them are significantly darker in green, even though they have various degrees of vegetation. What would cause them to make bright green stripes on the downhill side? Water. Water is in the surface. And now, in addition to the Copernicus satellite that I talked about in the I'm Drowned Plants in a Desert episode, we now have a second form of evidence showing us that we have water plumes forming under the terraces that we've built on several different sections in the ranch in somewhat different soil types. It's working. And, well, the best way I know that's working is the desert forest that's started to form on the bottom terrace, which is SW3. We'll go to bad news, and then we'll go to the mixed bag. When I look at the beaver dam analogs and the check dams, which I covered a week or two ago, when I walk over there, I can see organic matter and dirt and silt piling up in those structures. The only reason I say it's bad news is because this particular technology isn't picking up on the differences. We have a high resolution section in the north tributary where we've built all of these check dams and most of the beaver dam analogs. Unfortunately, the two BDAs that are not in the steep valley blew out. We, of course, don't expect those to work when they're not holding water. And all the ones that did stay intact are in a valley shaped like a V. And when I look at the drone map, it's not really picking up that boundary layer because the wash sits at the absolute bottom of the V. So we are not able to use the technology to detect that they're working, although we know from the vegetation and the soil that we're looking at that we're seeing substantial improvements in the water and the growth around those structures. I think in almost every video I've ever published, which we are well over 100 now, somebody asked me, have you considered digging half moons? Well, we call them dirt bathtubs because they're rectangular instead of a half moon, but it's the same idea. It's a hole in the ground. How are those doing? Well, mixed bag, because on an east-facing slope where the rest of that slope has horrible erosion, we're showing mixed results. There are some clear pockets where we are adding material inside of those dirt bathtubs. That's the kind of evidence we would expect to see before we see a substantial increase in the plant life growing in those areas. Now, it's not 100% of a win, but we already knew that from Blaze, who came out in August. My agroforestry expert was able to look at those and say, you know, if you would have just dug little mini trenches to connect the dirt bathtubs, you'd catch all the water. So that work is still outstanding because we have a million different projects going on. At least it's a half win, even though we could have done a better job. I was disappointed to not see the results from the check dams, and I thought, well, you know, I know the valley's throwing off the shape, but Rich came out in April. He built 36 check dams. We shot this drone map in August. And that's a little optimistic to expect the check dams to work. We actually did see later in the year when I reviewed the results, we saw greenery everywhere and things were going well, but not enough to detect substantial soil accumulation from a drone. And that's really the big lesson here. The interval where we compared these maps is over a 2-year period. I really hate being that patient. I would love to see immediate results in the desert, but this is a very long project. It's exciting to see that we are building some momentum and we have proof that things are working. But like every endeavor, there's always a lot of room to improve. And now that we have tools to help us measure it, and thanks to 360 drone mapping, we're able to do that. I'm in the most isolated spot in the state of Texas. Food is obviously a huge issue, but I'm way past the point where I want to eat freeze-dried food or camp food. I like eating well. It is by far the best thing I can do to keep my morale up. Daniel and I recently upgraded camp. I want to show you how we're feeding ourselves very, very well without having to do a whole lot of work.
And I really like this.
Yeah. It's easy to get the probes in.
Mm-hmm. And we'll just plug into this one because it's closer. I guess right here. There we go. And I'll let you do the honors, sir.
All right.
And then all we do is turn it on. Is that 275? Is that what you want it?
250.
250. All right, we push that button and just turn it down to 250.
And close the lid, I imagine.
And then I'll put it on that. That way on the app you can keep an eye on it because it's at 51 degrees right now, so you can watch that through your app.
Yum, yum.
And then lunch.
Feels pretty set. I'm gonna put a little water on it. I'm gonna open it and pull the probe and
then stick it right there.
I prepared. So now, just lift it.
Right there.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's right, Remy. Rather have it like that.
Yeah, that's actually perfect.
Okay. It looks like it's Christmas for you and me.
Yes.
That almost looked like I knew what I was doing. And that's only my second time.
Yeah.
The Z-Grill is super easy to use. So yeah, that matches too. That's right where I pulled it. So we didn't lose anything. Awesome.
Yeah, that grill is outstanding.
Oh my gosh, that smells incredible.
It does. And since it's about that time.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh. That's done.
And considering that I haven't sharpened that knife since I brought it out here,
right.
I'm gonna say that's pretty tender, considering that's probably about as sharp as a spoon.
Yeah, it is not a razor's edge, we'll put it that way. This is by far the best lunch I've ever had out here. Oh my gosh. This segment was sponsored by Z-Grills. I appreciate your support of the channel. Make sure you check out the link in the description. And now, back to the episode. Water alone out here isn't enough. We've learned from the erosion that I'm losing a lot of silt and clay. We could bring silt and clay out here, but there's more high-impact material that we add to the ranch. And in this case, it's horse manure. That is an ongoing project I don't think we'll ever finish. We have a free supply from a nearby ranch as it accumulates. I wanted to show you how much easier things are going with adding organic matter directly where, actually, it's on the windbreak. It's right over there.
Here's Remy.
Hi, Remy. You made it.
That's bumpy. He was going nuts with every dove and quail. I mean, I didn't see quail, but I'm just saying. Like every bird that was flying, he was literally trying to hop out the truck.
It's almost like he's trained for it.
Yeah. Go everywhere.
Well, I mean, kind of the point.
Yeah, that is true. It's flattened out a whole lot now.
Yeah, it's super compressed. You can see it.
When I first picked it up, it was above here.
Really? Oh my gosh.
I was a little concerned about the weight.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm not concerned about this. I'm concerned about the trailer. And I still have a little bit of concern as far as, is it gonna lift it? Yes. There's cardboard underneath also.
Oh, nice. No, no, no.
Remy!
It's all sliding.
That pile looks, that might be a little bit more than I had last time. And to make it easier, I'm gonna drop the trailer and then we can unload everything.
Cool. One thing that resonated with viewers in last month's update was me getting spent mushroom blocks from a local mushroom farm in Dallas-Fort Worth where I live. And I made another trip to go pick up more, bring it out in my pickup, and spread that around in the horse manure that Daniel just dumped. The benefits are probably not obvious to many people watching. Those mushroom blocks are mycelium. It's a concentrated source of the fungus that we're trying to establish in the soil. But it's in a spent block where it doesn't have any more food, and I'm putting it in an area that has a ton of manure, which is code for fungus food. That's the kind of resource I need to have a healthy soil life that's going to incubate the globe mallow and the grasses, the forbs, and eventually the trees that form the desert forest. time for breakfast. All of this work building towards momentum, leading to the desert forest. You know, it's a lot more satisfying to add right now and to get things going. Actual trees. And thanks to my friend Suburban Biology, who I got to visit in San Antonio last month, he donated 2 Vitex for me on my trip before I came out here with the mushroom blocks, and I was able to add those to our sitting area and extend the tree line.
We should be good on that.
Man, this looks pretty good, Daniel.
It does. I like how light it's gotten as far as the sunspot on the bottom.
It sounds good. It looks good. It's funny for literally not even trying to grow watermelons.
I mean, happy accidents.
Indeed. Indeed. All right, Remy. Hey, buddy. Hi, Remy. Okay, one's done. And you see all this mulch just for this little guy?
I mean, is there really, I mean, too thick is one thing, but is there really too much mulch?
Well, to a point, there can be.
I mean, thickness-wise, yes, but whether you mulch this area, mulch...
Yeah.
Up.
No.
Nope, Remy, back up. Come here, boy. Come here. There you go. Or mulch as big as you did.
Yeah.
Like, is that going to hurt it? Absolutely not.
No, and I just got to come back here after the sun goes down and get it really, really, really wet so all the air gets out, and hopefully this mulch shrinks down too. All right, let's get one more done.
You. All right, come here. Hey. He's showing you. He's like, hey.
Good boy, Remy. Good boy.
Hey, go dig in that hole to help Shaun.
There's biochar down there. Or is that just a shadow?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely darker. That's not gonna fit.
Yeah, your digging's like my digging. Good enough, right, Remy? Good enough?
Yeah, you gotta dig a bigger hole for that.
Well,
You know, I wonder how long it's gonna take him to figure it out.
I don't know. He's having fun.
Yeah.
If y'all send us bones, I don't have to worry about keeping the mini excavator working.
That is very true.
I keep getting this random, strong, pleasant smell,
This kind of sweet.
and then I realize, oh, I'm right next to Vitex.
Oh, I thought it was like a sweet, like almost hay-like, like a sweet.
Oh, well, it might be the mushrooms too. Actually, it's
also,
both.
Remember, that's horse manure.
Oh,
Cow manure.
yeah.
It doesn't have
That rancid.
that nastiness.
There we go. All right, now we're gonna do 4 loaves of mulch, or I guess 4 spent blocks.
Can you smell that?
Yeah,
Like a little bit of a skunky odor?
this?
No, the wind's blowing from over there.
Is it a javelina?
I believe it's a javelina. I mean, unless there's someone over there smoking weed.
Definitely
which
not.
I highly doubt.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know, like with me not feeling well, I don't trust my senses at all. I thought maybe it's Vitex, maybe it's the mushroom. There is a lot of weird smells very close to me, but that'd be fun to check I don't think I wouldn't expect to see anything on the game camera, but I do want to check.
Well, they use the road that goes to the gravel pile.
Yeah?
The one that Ethan would play on.
Yeah.
Where we were filling the sandbag.
Yeah.
They use that road.
Do they really?
There's been tracks just past the crossover for the swale.
The canyon swale.
Yeah, the canyon swale, because you know how you made that ramp?
Yeah.
And you wanted me to fix it? Well, instead of doing anything over here, I just dug out going up the hill
Okay.
to make it a smoother transition.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
So I've seen tracks there.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, let me go get 2 more loaves.
Where are they at? I can get over here.
It's just in the wheelbarrow.
That mushroom actually smells kind of good.
Yeah, it smells like cheese. I mean, it's not like, oh, I want to come over here and take a big whiff, but pleasant.
Yeah, it's not unpleasant at all. I mean, it's definitely got some earthiness to it.
Yeah, no, it has.
I mean, not in a negative way.
No, I'm just laughing because earthiness is definitely the way to describe mushrooms.
What are you doing, boy?
All right, I think these little guys are as well mulched as they can possibly be without burying them. And this stuff holds water like a sponge.
Which is a good thing.
All right, I'm gonna go get the hose. I find it ironic for a project focused on building a sustainable solution that I rely so heavily on technology. Check out this episode. I planted this hydrogel to hold 100 times more water than sand. If you like this episode, you're going to love this one.